Hi, I'm Justin Riley. Welcome to the Restaurant Show. We're going to have a great show for you here today. We hope you stick around. We're going to be joined by Freshie, Noodles and Company, and our new friends from our local TV show, Swift Waters, will join us in our studio. If you stick around, we'll tell you where to skip the rest and enjoy the best right here on the Restaurant Show.
This episode of the Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.
Hello and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Right now, very excited. We have Jack from Freshie back to join us, and you know that means we're going to learn about some tasty, healthy foods. Jack, thanks for coming back. How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful, thanks.
So you got to tell me, what did we bring along today? This one is the Pangoa, correct? Tell us a little bit about that.
That's the Pangoa bowl, so that's right on the cover of our menu. We've got that over a bed of rice with corn, black beans, aged cheddar, cherry tomatoes, cilantro, some fresh avocado, and for that one we put our fiery barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay.
So I was just asked that today, how spicy is that? And that's like a medium spicy. So if you're not into spicy food, you might not want to try that sauce, but if you like a little zing with your meal, great option.
So more of a little zing, so it has more flavor than necessarily the hot.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
Exactly.
That looks good. That's got a lot of good stuff in there, and that's just all that you see on top that's just over rice, then, correct?
Yep. So for this one, we put the dressing on the side, but if you're eating it in, we can also just drizzle that on there for you, and you can mix and match it as you like. Over here, we've got our great Cobb salad. So we've got this one with bacon, avocado, corn, tomatoes, blue cheese, and our honey Dijon dressing that we do in-house from scratch, as we do a number of our dressings.
Okay, now the Cobb, I'm not huge into salads, but I know one of our producers here, Ellie, loves the Cobb salad. She said that's like her favorite one. So what is it with the Cobb salad that makes yours just so good?
Candidly, you know, the fresh toppings, hence the name always helps. The blue cheese just seems to have that right amount of crumble to it.
Sure.
So not too dry, not too mushy. Our avocados, anybody that sees me at the store knows that I'm on my never-ending search for the perfect avocado. So we're always bringing in fresh avocados for you. And like I said, doing dressings from scratch like that, you can just taste that difference in there. Our honey Dijon dressing just really makes the whole thing come alive.
And that search for the perfect avocado, that has to be a little bit harder now than in the past because it seems like they're putting avocado on everything.
Well, it is one of the superfoods. It's really good for your health, and yes, a lot more menu options do have avocados. A number of our other entrees and our Freshie Green smoothie here also have avocados in it. Besides the avocados, we've also got kale, spinach, and pineapple.
Okay.
For some people, they think, that's a lot of healthy food. What's that going to taste like? Tastes so good. My kids fight over who gets to have the Freshie Green. It's our #1 seller out of the smoothies.
Oh, wow.
Great taste there, and it's good for you.
I'm gonna have to try that one, and I'll take that. Now, the salads, we know you have a lot of them, a big variety, and you do catering. Now, if I want something catered in for a meeting, I got a big meeting coming up, can you do the salads? Can we do salads for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can either do large group salads, where we take one of these and we put it in a large bowl, and you can just use the tongs, put it on your plate. Or we can flip it the other way and do the group salad bar, and that's where we bring you the bases, spinach, kale, romaine lettuce, and mixed greens, and then all the toppings. We can also provide some chicken or tofu if you like on there, and the different dressings. So people seem to really like that for the group meetings, where you can put on your plate exactly in the proportions that you like and really dial it in.
So, okay, a lot of different variations. And now, with Pangoa, is that, I mean, I'm interested in that one. Is that, you can get different toppings on that as well, correct?
Yeah, so for everything at Freshie, you can customize it.
Okay.
So if you want to mix and match, substitute some toppings, you're always welcome to. Same with the sauces. So if you're saying, that fiery barbecue sounds like a little too much for me, we also have a creamy barbecue, or we're cutting it with Greek yogurt.
All right.
So it's a little bit more mild.
That sounds good
that's
too.
also the sauce that's on our smokehouse burrito, also delicious. And like I said, we've got a hot peanut sauce or a teriyaki sauce. We're also going to be making our peanut sauce from scratch going forward. So a lot of good things happening at Freshie.
And if you have ever been to Freshie or even looked at the menu, you know how many different options they have where you can mix and match on there. So it truly is kind of made for you, made to order, and it's going to be fantastic. And the nice thing is, if you eat at Freshie or order something in or go to a meeting where they cater it, you don't get that big 2:30, 3 o'clock lull. It's almost energizing where you're ready to go the rest of the day.
That's exactly the feedback we've been getting. A lot of groups are doing wellness programs now. I asked people, how'd the catering go over with everybody? It tasted good, and another comment we get a lot is, yes, we fueled us up for the day. I didn't feel like taking a nap midday. felt the difference immediately.
And that's important. For me, that's really important. But so I got to ask, we got you in the Aaron Rodgers day. We got the double check going on.
That's right.
Got the double check, 2-0, big time for the Packers right now.
Great to see.
And that leads us into what I want to ask. You're teaming up with some athletic teams in town.
Exactly.
Tell us a bit about that.
So this Friday night, we're going to be sponsoring the Madison Memorial football team. They'll be taking on
Go
Middleton.
Spartans.
That's right. So we're going to be providing them with some delicious and nutritious evening dinners for the coaches and team. And hopefully they'll feel the difference right away, too, in their game.
Hope so. You know Adam picked Freshie just because he likes that, so he's going to have all the players do it too, and they're going to become addicted now.
That's the goal. Nothing wrong with being addicted to good, healthy food.
Not at all. And especially for, it's important where kids start eating better at a younger age, especially if they're athletes.
Yep.
So they don't get into that lull when they go to college or upperclassmen. They're going out to, some of the fast food joints, especially around Memorial Day in and day out.
Yep.
They have healthier options right there that'll help them, obviously excel in school and hopefully on the field for the Spartans.
Absolutely. Candidly, growing up, I was always playing sports, football, basketball, track, baseball, you name it. I like to keep myself busy. And I was under the impression that you kind of stopped growing at 16, 18. A lot of the science now is you're still growing through 20, 21, 22. So for all those young athletes out there where you're still trying to build those muscles and bones while you got a chance, come in a Freshie, try it out. It's food that both tastes good and it's good for you.
That's fantastic. So helping out the local schools as well, Madison Memorial, and they do have a big game coming up. We're actually going to be covering Memorial in a couple weeks when they take on Verona here on CW2.
All right, great.
Now, as far as catering, not only for the store, but online, you guys do online ordering. So if I'm in a rush, I can put my order in and come pick it up and be ready to go.
Absolutely. So you can just go to freshie.com. It's got our menu options there. We get an email at the store. We punch in the order for you. You come in, pick it up and pay for it, and off on your way. So for a lot of people, that makes it real convenient.
It does. And I also learned something new today where you guys are at. Not only do you have the main Freshie location, but maybe a little satellite location if you're out working out. Tell our viewers a bit about that.
Sure. So a number of our guests that have been coming in are members at the Princeton Club. And Peter, the general manager, asked if we could start selling the Freshie salads, wraps, and juices out of a convenience cooler there right at the store.
Wow.
So that way for really busy people where they're debating, do I have time to eat or do I have time to work out? You can do both now.
Get it both done, and that's at Princeton Club. And then, of course, there's the main Freshie location where you can go and get any of the sort of food you want. They cater, you can order online, they make it as easy as possible. And to me, the most important thing is you're not tired. It's very energizing, very good, very healthy food. Jack, thanks for coming back today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Jack from Freshie, you got to go check him out. We'll be back with more of the Restaurant Show in just a moment.
Coming up on the Restaurant Show, catering and kids meals with Noodles and Company. And welcome back to the Restaurant Show. We are so excited to have Noodles and Company in our studio, and we are joined now by Colleen McDonald. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, it's so good to have you here. And I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of Noodles and Company. I go there several times throughout the course of every month. And what I'm wondering is, I've noticed that your logo is changing. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So we have really put a big effort and emphasis on making sure people understand our brand, making sure they understand what we are as a concept. So we've put a lot of effort behind making sure people know that we now no longer have artificial ingredients, no artificial flavors. We have a big focus on our food and want to make sure that when people take a look at noodles, they notice that there's a change happening. Sometimes you can definitely taste it in the food, but you also want to be able to see, hey, something might be going on a little different here.
Yeah.
So.
Get a peek into their pan. You'll see that they're not using any artificial colors or ingredients or anything like that. It's all all natural. So what have you got here? You got you want to demonstrate how to put together this salad?
Sure, absolutely. So we sort of have this setup of what our catering would look like.
Yes.
We brought with us our delicious Caesar salad here. So we're just gonna empty out a bunch of the delicious salad dressing on this one that everyone here can then enjoy themselves. And when it comes to when you do order catering, we deliver and we'll set everything up for you, but we will put all of the condiments on the side so you can add the dressing and toppings to your own, however much you'd like to use.
And that's great that you're waiting until you're on site to kind of put all that together so it's not getting soggy. Everything stays nice and fresh and everything. The croutons are still crunchy when you bite into them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
excellent.
you want to add a little
Yeah, well,
Parmesan cheese as well.
I'm jumping the gun here.
No, that's okay. I know it smells. People watching, they're like, I wish we had smell-o-vision.
Yeah,
No.
well, hopefully it will. They will be able to smell it. So I got to get a crouton here for sure.
Yes.
And then I got to get some lettuce and everything. Ooh, I like that flavor of dressing.
Yes, it's really good. People,
It's creamy, but it's got a really nice, good bite to it. So
that's why we like to give people enough so that if they want to add more, they have more than enough at their disposal.
absolutely. So how many people can you serve at a single catering
Yeah,
gig?
so we can cater anywhere from 10 people to 500 plus.
Oh, wow.
We've done weddings, we've done trade shows, with Black Friday coming up and all the holiday catering for all those really hardworking retailers that are
Right.
open 24 hours.
Yeah.
So we can feed anyone, like I said, from 10 people
Sure.
to 500 plus, and we do deliver, like I mentioned, so that definitely helps as well when people have a time crunch or they can't really leave.
Delivery is huge. I mean, people like to have, when they have something catered, they like to have the food just delivered right to their doorstep. So,
And no tipping either, and that's another big
that's
part of
a
it.
policy.
Yep, no tipping in our restaurants, and no tipping our catering delivery people either. Everyone is paid as they
Sure.
should be, so that they don't have to rely on the tip, but then
Right.
also that the people who are ordering our catering from us feel like they're getting one flat fee and it's
Right.
no hidden costs.
There's no hidden cost. That's important. So, where can people find out more information about your catering options?
They can absolutely go to our website at noodles.com,
Okay.
but we do highly recommend to call the restaurants and
Okay.
talk to somebody to sort of see exactly what you would need for your catering. We have multiple different ways, from the full pan catering that brings desserts and sides to individual pan catering. So if you call the restaurant, let them know how many people you're looking to serve, what your budget is, they'll be able to sort of mix and match and help you really tailor our catering option to whatever event they're hosting.
Talking to a real human being, I think, is really important because then you're able to get your questions answered right away.
Yes.
So, what is it that we've got here? Talk to us about this.
This is our Bangkok curry.
Okay.
It comes with the most vegetables of any of our dishes. We like to say at Noodles you can eat healthy to indulgent, so that's why we also brought our macaroni and cheese. But our Bangkok curry is one of our healthiest options and incredibly flavorful, but as most people know, and for those that don't, all of our dishes are customizable.
Sure.
So yes, it has the most vegetables of any dish, but if you want to order it without mushrooms, you can do that, and we're happy to make it to order.
And that's something that we talked a little bit about before the program, is that you can make certain requests to the chef. It doesn't have to be what is on the menu is what you get.
Exactly.
So I'm starting to smell this as it's heating up a
Yes,
little bit, and
for
we can kind of give
sure.
it a stir. And
I believe we actually do.
Yeah. I'm gonna try a mushroom because I do like mushrooms.
Oh, and our mushrooms, people rave about them. If you love
Okay.
mushrooms, our mushrooms are. Yeah.
That's got really good flavor. The vegetables are still kind of crunchy too, which means that they're not overcooked.
Exactly.
Which
Yep.
is great. And then you're also doing kids meals. Excuse me, I'm talking about my
Yes,
mouthful.
no,
You're doing kids meals. Talk to us a little bit about what we got here.
Yeah, so we've just introduced kids meals to our menu. We're very excited about it, as are a lot of parents and kids out there. So the way that our kids meals work, and this one, we're gonna add some macaroni and cheese to it over
yeah,
here,
absolutely.
because macaroni and cheese is one of our options. You pick your pasta, or you pick your main entree of your macaroni and cheese or spaghetti and meatballs. We can also do strips of chicken with marinara sauce for them. And then they get two choices of sides. So they could do broccoli and applesauce squeezer, or carrots and a Rice Krispie treat, mix and match,
Yeah.
plus an organic milk or an Honest juice pouch or a fountain beverage, all for $5. So
Wow,
it's
$5
this
for-
entire
wow.
thing plus a beverage for $5.
Holy cow, that is a really good deal.
Yes, a lot of people are very happy about that.
And it's right around the cost that you would get for like a fast food kids meal, and it's healthier.
And it's healthier.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the important thing. And I understand you're partnering, and we just have a few seconds left,
Sure.
but real quickly, I understand that you're partnering with Share Our Strength
Yes,
and No
No
Kid
Kid
Hungry.
Hungry.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So for every kids meal that we sell, we're donating 5 cents of every kids meal back to No Kid Hungry and Share Our Strength, up to $100,000. So we're feeling like it's kids helping kids.
Right.
Kids come in, they order their kids meals, and then
Yeah.
it's giving back to other kids that are in a little bit more need potentially. So.
Yeah, and you can let the kids know that when the parents buy the meal, that they're helping somebody else. That's great. Well, Colleen McDonald, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for bringing all this delicious food, and hope to see you back here very soon.
Thank you. We hope to be back as well.
Absolutely. Stick around. There's more Restaurant Show coming up right after this. Coming up on the Restaurant Show, waterfowl jambalaya with our friends from Swift Waters TV.
Hello and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Right now I'm very excited because we have some of our friends from CW57 Television here. They are the hosts of Swift Waters TV. We have Sean Gibbons and Connie Markham. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us.
And it's nice to do another show with you guys. They were on the sports news a couple weeks ago, which you guys know I host as well. But today we get to enjoy some of the fruits of their labor, how about that, as we're going to be cooking some wild game. What do you have for us here today?
Well, we had a Wisconsin opener for waterfowl, and we're big duck hunters. That's really what we're all about. So we've got some wood duck jambalaya we're going to put together. Oh, it is delicious. By far our favorite. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. I love waterfowl. I love wild game. So if you don't get a chance to eat that a lot, this is one of those recipes you could take down. Might be a little bit out of your normal range, but I strongly recommend trying it. You're never going to go back. It's fantastic. So you said we're using wood duck today.
Yep.
We are.
All right. So how does this kind of go together? What's the process for making this?
Yeah, so we're fortunate enough we got out this weekend, and we got our limit on wood duck. So what we end up doing is there's 6 birds, 6 wood ducks. We kept 2 of them whole and just plucked them. The other 4, we breasted the meat out, chunked it up, and last night put it into a marinade sauce. Let the brine soak in it overnight, as well with the whole birds. So the brine is real easy to do. You can see we've got a couple over here. I really love the vinegar, balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar, olive oil, and then any type of spices that go in here. It's kind of to taste. Since it's a jambalaya, I like to spice it up a little bit of heat. Some of these things that have wacky labels, but slap your mama.
It's weird labels, but it's good stuff.
It's really good.
If you like the heat.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. A little bit of Worcestershire, just a touch. Again, let it marinate. I let it marinate overnight. A lot of people with poultry will just let it for like a half an hour, maybe an hour. But I really like to get the flavor into it.
Sure.
When we're trimming the meat off, all the fat, any blood, make sure the shot is out.
Yeah, that's usually important.
Yeah. So that's kind of prep the night before, and then we get into when we're going to start cooking it. I always start with the meats and then gradually go into the vegetables. So, with the magic of TV, we've got the pan on high. We add
a little bit of olive oil.
Yep, extra light olive oil.
So there we go. We got the olive oil in there.
Yep. Bacon and a little bit of onion, maybe a half of an onion. Put in. We'll end up frying that up. As it comes to about a medium cook, I don't cook it all the way through until it's real brisk, because the whole process takes about a 5-hour process.
And the bacon makes everything better. That's a go-to here on the Restaurant Show.
Yep. So again, we'll cook the bacon till about medium-ish. We pull the bacon back out again and put it aside. So after it's cooked, leave all of the brine, I call it the goodness, in the pan, right? And then I come forward with the duck. And again, same thing. We're adding all the breasts. We'll sear those. Again, the heat's on high. Sear it maybe about 3-4 minutes. Kind of mix it around again. Get the other side. Total cook time is about 4 minutes. And then we go ahead and remove all of the duck back out again.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And what I'm looking to do is get a real nice brine down into the pan. So this is still up on high, and then I start going back with the ham. We're cooking that into it. Andouille sausage, usually just one, and even a smoked sausage. It all adds to the really good flavor. I should have mentioned the reason I pulled the duck out. You'd never want to overcook waterfowl.
Correct.
So, you know, years ago when I was a kid, it was like cook it, and it comes out like shoe leather.
Yeah.
So the searing it will at least give a nice crisp edge on it, and it'll, you know, save it that it's kind of medium on the inside.
Okay.
Then we add it right at the very end. So we got the meat products.
Yep, then we just start adding
Yep.
all the vegetables. Some celery,
Celery.
carrots.
Carrots.
Thankful to the garden this year, it produced really well. We cook our own vegetables,
Okay, there-
which
that makes
is
it even
really
easier. Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Onions, peppers. We always have a couple different kinds of peppers. You can add jalapeno if you want. To this recipe, we didn't today. Usually we put a little bit of heat in there, but otherwise just use some sweet peppers and let that cook.
Yep, we'll let this cook, simmer up, and put a little bit of water into it, just to kind of let it marinate a bit. Then we come back in, and you can tell, you know, any direct, you know, it doesn't have to be one ingredients at one time. We can start adding them as we go. I try to bring the water back up to a boil at this point, and we use cast iron. I should have mentioned that earlier. Absolutely love.
Okay.
Love the cast iron. Lodge makes these products. They've got a whole array of them. The main reason, years ago, my grandma used to cook, and she cooked it in pressure cookers. You know, a lot of the meat. It holds all the moisture in, breaks down the meat, and it comes really, really tender. And same type of stuff with the cast iron. So after we bring this to a boil, then we start going over to some of the spices again.
Yes.
You know, another one right up there with bacon for guys are the liquid smokes.
Love liquid
You know, and I should have mentioned all the vegetables. You know, anywhere from 1 to 2 cups is kind of an easy. The seasonings are, you know, think about 2 tablespoons ish. You know, we're adding it on, and you can tell it's pretty scientific the way I'm measuring them out.
Like you said, all kind of to taste.
It really is. It really
yours
is.
at home could be completely different than this. You want to go to taste on that and make it good. Now, with the whole process you're doing it now, about how long does this actually take and hold to prepare it and be ready to eat?
That's a great question. So what you've got here, you know, the prep time is probably about maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Sure.
You know, we're going through a quick demonstration of how to combine them, get them up to a boil. And the last piece is adding the duck back into it. From that point, if you grab that lid, I got the oven on at a real low heat, about 200, 225 degrees. Then it goes into the oven for about 4 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, 4 hours with the lid on. So, you know, it's steaming, it's breaking it down. I check it about every hour just to make sure there's enough fluid in it. Might have to add a little more water during that time frame. After the 3.5, 4 hours, we pull it back out and then add the remaining piece, which is top it off with some of the duck. If you notice, we also brought in whole plucked birds.
Yep.
And we'll literally, in the same, drop the whole birds in here.
Oh, all right.
And then we add in the jambalaya mix itself.
Perfect.
When the jambalaya mix is on, we put it back in the oven for another hour with the lid on it, and it's done. So total cook time is about 5 hours.
About 5 hours.
So,
So we're going to show you a finished product here, but really first we're running out of time. Swiftwater's TV, it's on CW57 here. Where can our viewers see that as well?
yeah, on the weekends, yep. Saturday it airs about 6 a.m. and Sunday on 6:30 p.m.
So be sure to check it out. Swiftwater's TV, an awesome show, especially if you love the outdoors. One of my favorites, and I'm not even on it, so that tells you how much I like it. Sean Gibbons and Connie Markham, thank you so much for joining us here on The Restaurant Show today.
Thanks a lot for having us.
Thank you. We'll be back to more of The Restaurant Show in just a moment.
Hey folks, thanks for joining me today on The Restaurant Show. We are so excited to have all these great local restaurants joining us on our show, and we invite you to check out all of these locally owned restaurants in your hometown. That's all for this week's edition of The Restaurant Show. We'll see you next time.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuCline Mechanical Services.